Okay, so this is your line of credit. You currently have a 247 payment, let's say. If I was in your situation, I would do exactly what you said. I would definitely take the personal loan. You said it was about 2,000 now?
Yep.
P loan payoff. This is your line of credit. And this is 222, let's say.
Yep.
So this would bring you to 25,123 if you just did this first.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would start by putting my income into this account. Maybe if you started July or whatever, but all the income as you get paid going into this account. That means 28, 60, 52. So you would have about 3544 now in total monthly expenses, including the remaining debt payments that you have to make throughout the month. And
Yep.
then do you know your interest rate on the HELOC?
It is 9.75. I think it's prime, but
8.5 is prime, but it's okay if it's over because they usually are a little bit over.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit over. I checked the last time we spoke, and I believe it's 9.75, but I'll pull it up and I'll have it in. It's 9.29, but we can run with 9.75.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll go a little high. It's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So that means in your first month, you're going to be back up to 21,855 approximately. Then your 7,000 income would go in for month 2. Now month 2 is where I would pick up any debt additional that you wanted to. 14,855. So I would, if I were in your situation, I would 1 month at a time take in debt. And the reason that I would do that, if you wanted to do it in chunks, of just 2,000, because you pay off then you pay off the Ford or the credit cards or whatever the next debt was you wanted to move into. Because the fact is that all of the debt under your home, so without including your mortgage, all of your debt, if you took it from today to 28 months, less than 28 months actually, it would be paid off. So let's say that you said, okay, I'm going to pay off all the debt and then I'm going to grab my house. Then you would have a complete run to about 26, 28 months to pay off. Now, I would do that. I would start, like I showed you, if you wanted to pick up 10,000 in debt every 5 months, or if you wanted to do, 2,000 or 3,000 a month, whatever, your income can handle it currently. But when you get to where you're seeing the debt removed, I would then start making $10,000 chunks onto my home. Whether you wait until this is a complete payoff, or you decide to start doing some $10,000 chunks on the home, you can handle the $10,000 chunk every 5 months to pay off.
Understood.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you did that, that would mean you're going to make about 16 chunks of $10,000. Then the house would be paid off. So that would be what, 8 years? About 8 years to pay off. It's really going to be fast. It's going to be faster than that because I didn't even include the mortgage payment when that will come in after payoff. So probably looking at more like 7 years for all of your debt together.
That's better than my earlier calculations. My scraping everything and calculating everything calculations.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that it's going to take you long at all because you've got a great HELOC to work with. The reason that I'm only taking in a little bit on it, and I know you've got that limit, is I just don't like to see people with a second position HELOC trying to load it up. Because you could take all of it and put most of your debt in it right now. You could put a lot of the debt in it right now and let it work down. But you can do that. But with the 9.29% interest, because it looks like that you may be pretty far along in the Ford Fusion, are you, as far as the loan?
Somewhat. I got it at, I think, 22 or 23, and it's only been like 6-7 months. So I kind of, instead of, I make extra payments because I don't like the what is it, the automation schedule. That always made me mad. So I've always done extra payments where I can, but this makes so much
yeah. With this, you would be able to take in, if you were to take in the car today, you're going to pay it off. I don't know how many years you have left on that, but I know that it's going to be paid off a whole lot faster than going through your payment schedule.
I think it was a 5 year, I think.
What other questions do you have?
28 months, all debt gone except mortgage, give or take, and then you say $10,000 chunks every 5 months would be
Yes.
okay. Okay.
And let me just say, because I'm not a fan of the IRS, I would pull that into your line today, because they're charging you more penalties and interest than that $150 is going to be able to keep up with.
Mm,
Just
okay.
from my experience. So if you got rid of your tax debt and you
Yeah.
went ahead and pulled your tax debt in with that $2,000 personal loan,
Mhm.
then you're going to gain the 150 and the 222. I would go ahead and pull that in, and that would be paid off within 10 months as well. I mean, I'm sorry, within 5 to 6 months, really 4 to 6 months. And I would get rid of that so that you're not having that hang over your head.
Understood. My other questions would revolve around because with my HELOC, I kind of see now, people have emergency funds stashed away, and I don't have much. I got like $3,000 or $4,000, but if there was an emergency, the HELOC would cover it. The HELOC.
That's what I use.
Yeah. So in my question is, so the $4,000 that I have, I mean, should I just liquidate it in like precious metals? Should I invest it somewhere else, or should I throw it into the HELOC itself? Like, what would your recommendation be?
I put all of my money into the HELOC, all of the savings I had
Okay.
at the time, because I was trying to keep that balance down on the HELOC.
Okay.
You're not going to have a problem with that unless you just want to throw it in there. I mean, sure, it's going to cut some interest. That would be, if you had 3,000 times 9.29%, you're talking about saving yourself about $23 a month in interest. But if you have something that's going to gain you more than $23 a month in interest, then yeah, I would put it in whatever you want to put it in.
Yeah, because I've got, like I said, $4,000 in savings. I've got about $3,000 in crypto. It's just sitting there. And then as far as retirement funds, I'm not sure how much I would get if I pulled it all out. But as of today, adding it all up, maybe like seven grand in retirement funds. As of learning this, I don't know what it would be like. What would be the use of having a savings sitting there like that? I mean, the retirement is one thing, but
Right.
you know
And
what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm with you. The one thing, though, that I'll say about the HELOC that I use mine for, and I think I told you the other day, I use it to invest in my retirement, into the infinite policies, other investments, and giving. So that's all I use the HELOC for now, is for those purposes. I feel like each of those is protecting and providing for the future. So you have enough cash flow if you wanted to get serious about putting money in other things that are going to benefit you down the road. Do you have children?
Yes, I have one daughter.
Okay, so I have infinite policies on myself and my daughters, 3 of them, because I don't know if we talked about this or not. I talk about this every day with somebody, but my 14-year-old, I started funding early enough that she will be ready to pay for her own things out of her own bank. And she won't have to go to a bank. So I learned that. I don't know if you've read the book or not. I have some agents that can help you understand it too, but it's Becoming Your Own Banker, and it's with R. Nelson Nash, and he was a billionaire. He just passed away in 2022, I think, but this book is one of those that you have to read a couple of times and maybe 5 times for it to come clean to your mind as to what it's for. But I have people that can, explain it better to you.
Okay.
But it's about taking and putting your money into compound savings, so that, and it's guaranteed growth, guaranteed not to lose it. That's what I love about it. But I love the fact that when something happens to me, all the money and a death benefit goes to my daughters and husband tax free. So I appreciate that, because any other way I looked at leaving money to people is it's going to be taxed, except for this. So anyway, it's just a safe haven, I feel like, for my cash. So every chance I get, which I have 7 times in a year that I can make deposits into these different funds, and they're growing. And if I need it, I can pull it back out and use it again. So it's that's something you might want to consider, especially for your daughter. How old is she?
She's 10.
Okay, so good timing. You could put I don't know what they would allow you to put in on her. It depend on what your policy was, but they might allow 5,000 a year, 10,000. I don't have any 10,000. Most of mine for the girls are, I think 7,200 is my high for them. So, it's just something you could look into, but it grows very quickly, and just think they're a great tool for, protecting your future and your family at the same time.